What's good, people? It's the one, it's the only, It's Just Brandon Podcast in your ear. Bring your Wednesday night with some cheer and jeer. No, jeer is what you do when you don't like someone, isn't it? No, it's not cheer. Anyway, welcome to the It's Just Brandon Podcast. Bring you guys another hilarious podcast from me, It's Just Brandon. How many times can you say your own name? Really, dude. It is Wednesday night. How many times can you say Wednesday? I am feeling really good. I'm glad to be bringing you guys this podcast. Once again, thank you for everyone who's been favoriting and retweeting and supporting the podcast and the Facebook page. Thank you all so much, because without you people, I would not be getting out to as many people as I do. So thank you. Yes, I hope that wasn't offensive to anyone. Quick update on what I've been doing. I have been writing. I'm currently revising the story idea that I'm trying to get put somewhere further. I can't really say where I'm trying to get it put to, but I'm revising it and revising the idea. It's not exactly my cup of tea, which is why the process has been taking so long, because I have to stretch my brain to grasp a genre, which I'm quite frankly not really interested at all, which is, drama. I'm not into hardcore serious drama. Why? Because life is hardcore and serious enough. If I drop some money outside, the chances of one of my friends finding it, bringing it upstairs to move a, witty anecdote is very slim. The chance of me losing that money forever is really good. Drama. So, yeah, I've been doing that, and it's been sending me to sleep midday. I will not even stunt. But I'm pushing through, and I'm powering through. I put it to the top of my priority list. So, sometimes in life, you got to do that. Sometimes, you may not want to go see that aunt of yours because she's annoying. But, I got to see the aunt because she's on her last legs. And it'd be good if I see her. And the last thing I want her to do is be cussing me on her deathbed. So, you go see the aunt, and you take the bullet. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking the bullet, and I'm taking the bullet with my bulletproof vest on, so it's not doing too much damage. But to make the experience a little more enjoyable, I've gone to the Pound store. Poundland, the place for cheap old snacks. Poundland, where you get real fat. Yes, Poundland, where I've been getting snacks on snacks on snacks. I got my caramelized cookies. I got my gummy bears. Whoop. Yes. You need to jump on the gummy bears, whoop, because when you get them from the Pound store, you actually get a bag that's full of gummy bears, and not like 50% gummy bears and 50% air, like how my local supermarket likes to do. I do not like to buy an item which is sealed, open it up to reveal air. I feel that I've lost my money when I do that. I can get air without purchasing it in a compressed state. So when I purchase something, the last thing I want from this sealed container is AIR. That gives me MAD. It makes me want to REFUND. See? So, yeah, my brother's been eating a lot of snacks while doing my writing, which has been helping, and I've been doing lots and lots and lots of planning. I've been thinking about my moves in the future, what am I going to do, when I'm going to do it, and I can share some of those plans with you. As I said, I put the story thing that I'm revising at the top of my list, so that means the Good Guys Guide got kicked to the bottom, my stand-up got kicked to the bottom, even the podcast, I'm doing it a lot later than I normally would, which I apologize for. That got kicked to the bottom too. Why? Because I'm trying to get this done. And I don't want to get it done. Done. No, I want to get it done to a high level, which requires lots of focus and determination and all the stuff that your parents told you need back in school. You got to focus in math class. You got to know the division. If you don't know long division, you won't be a success in life. Why? How does that work? Shut up and don't ask any questions. That was my upbringing. No, that wasn't my upbringing. But, yeah, so I've just been trying to be responsible, cringe, and, take my life more serious. Drama. Anywho, recent news. What's been going on in recent news? Celebrity Big Brother. I don't watch that ish. Not at all. I don't watch Celebrity Big Brother. I don't care for it. I don't like it. Why, Brandon? Why don't you like it? Well, I don't want to sit in my house to watch people sitting in a house. I know, right? I'm weird. I like to spend my personal time reading a book, playing some video games whenever I have the spare 20 minutes to do so, cooking some food, which relaxes me, not watching people in a house do mundane things. That's just weird to me, really, I don't like that. I don't like reality TV, to be fair. It's a thing where I just find it really numbs the mind and destroys the soul. And it gets to a real bad point where you've got shows out like Gogglebox. If you don't know Gogglebox is a show where you watch people in their house watching TV. It's a documentary or something like that. I don't know if they still show it anymore. And there's the police. Go get them. God bless you guys. There you go. It's always a good sign when you hear the police and the sirens are going away from you, as opposed to the sirens being right beneath you. That's when you tend to get a little scared. And I have to cut the podcast a little short. Hey, is that the 5? Open the door now. Yeah, I gotta go, people. God bless. This is Brandon. Boop, boop, boop. Make that hang up noise, even though it's a podcast. But yeah, so Gogglebox is an abomination. So you're watching people who watch TV and hearing their opinions on it and stuff. And it's just, is that another siren? Now, when you hear 2 sirens, that's when you start to get a little concerned, you know? If I hear 3 or even 4 sirens, I'm looking outside for zombies. I'm looking outside for zombies, because that's when you know ish has gotten very, very, very real. We're talking 3D type ish, and that's never a good look. But yeah, so Gogglebox is one of those abominations where you freaking watch people watch TV, give their opinions on it, and it's like, I could be watching the show myself. Why do I care what Sandra thinks about Predator? I don't want to know what Sandra thinks about Predator. I want to watch something entertaining. How are you entertained? By watching someone watch something. If you really are devoid of giving your own opinions on something that much, read a couple of books, expand the vocabulary, come back and watch a show you haven't seen for 10 years. It's a whole new show for you. Beautiful. Everyone wins. And when I say reality TV, that goes across the gauntlet. So that means Strictly Come Dancing. Yes, that falls under it too. Strictly Come Dancing is for washed up celebrities that can't normally be in front of the camera. Yes, I said it. I don't care how hot you were in the 80s, 90s, or early 2000s. It's 2015. If you are on Strictly Come Dancing, then you have really squandered your career. I'm just saying. I say that, then you catch me on Strictly Come Dancing in 20 years. No, I was saying not about y'all. I was saying it about everyone else that was on. You guys cool, you know? Yeah. But no, reality TV, it bugs me. And the news is no better, because the news, on average, is like 80% depressing, 15% uplifting, and 5% the weather. And some of the things that are in the news really should not be news. I read this story about how a mother buffalo tried to fight these lions as they were, trying to maul the mother buffalo's baby buffalo. And the lions ended up getting the buffalo. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's what should happen. Circle of life. Nala, Mufasa, and Simba don't play. They see that little buffalo straggling. Yo, that's lunch. I'm not looking at a buffalo. I'm looking at lunch. Circle of lifetime, son. Eat that buffalo up. And the mother should have known better, She's like, hey, you know what? Little buffalo getting eaten. Shouldn't have strayed from the herd, baby. You shouldn't stray from the herd, because Mufasa, Nala, and Simba don't play. They get the munching. They get the chomping. One child less. And it's like, I don't feel sad. Sorry, it's the circle of life. I felt bad when Mufasa died because, that wasn't a circle of life. That was just Scar being a douche. But at the end of the day, this is nature. Why is this newsworthy? Really? What's next? In the news today, a mother fly weeps over the tragic death of her son by a Daily Mail newspaper. More news, 11. It's just like, what? Really? Is that really something that's newsworthy? Something that happens in nature that's supposed to happen in nature? Are you going to start repeating when trees, start to wither, or branches, break off by mistake? Or maybe you're going to start to report when grass gets cut unnecessarily, and we have these blades of grass that were initially 6 inches, now a humble 2. A moment of silence for the grass, please. And if you actually were silent just now, you gave a moment of silence for that grass. So, feel like you contributed. Anywho, I've had lots of late nights and early mornings, as you can see by my ridiculous viewpoints as of recently. But yeah, I haven't been sleeping much. My earliest night of sleep, I think I got away with a 12 o'clock one, because I was really pushing it. But, most of them has been like 12, 1, 2, waking up at 7 o'clock. Why? Because, I got work to do, and I'm trying to be responsible with it. And I know it sounds weird, but being able to contribute to my own career lessens the burden of going to that 9 to 5. You know, it's like you're pursuing your career, so you have something to look forward to. If I was just working a straight 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, I would be suicidally depressed. Yes, anyone who just works that 9 to 5 and does nothing else, and that's not what you aspire to do in your life, my heart goes out to you. And I salute you, because I'm not dedicated to that. I couldn't do that. Sorry. No, not even. I'm not going to be manager. If I'm manager at IKEA, you know I've given up on everything. Facebook page shut down. Twitter account shut down. It's just Brandon. It's just nothing. I've given up. Give up. I've given up. I push to put 28 hours in a day. I literally mean I do work while I'm doing work that leads to more work, because I'm trying to put myself in a better position in life, you know. And I can't do that just doing one job. I can't do that just working one thing. I am a young black man. Oh my God, he's being racist to it. Yes, I am a young black man, which means I have to work a little bit harder than everyone else. Why? Because unfortunately, you know, some ancestors were tripping and, you know, they tried to herd brothers up to go pick some. It's a long story, but it's just say a lot of whipping, really hot, slavery broken. But anyway, I really just push myself out there. And let's be real, I don't really believe in that whole crap about if you're black, works hard. No, I believe that if you're a lazy individual, life is hard for you. And I was a very lethargic child growing up. The only thing I wanted to do was play with my Power Ranger toys. That's it. Now, brother's a little older, a lot wiser. I realized, hey, you know, being the Red Ranger isn't the most important thing on the planet anymore. Yeah, it's not. So, yeah. Today, I was riding my bike home and feeling good, feeling great. Yeah. And I almost saw a kid get hit by a car. And it wasn't like a thing where this kid was minding his own business. He pressed the button. You know, the green man was like, come on, buddy, it's all safe. And the car just went over the thing. No. There was a minimal amount of traffic. So it wasn't a lot, but it was enough to still be called traffic. And this mother and this kid, they walked past the first set of cars, which is cool. And he had to get across the street fully, of course. So as opposed to waiting, this kid thinks he's Flash and just zooms in front of the car. And the car, God bless you, whoever you are, slammed down his emergency brakes and just completely halted. And the car did that jerk forward, like if it was fat and it was gelatinous jelly, like wobbling. It was like that. The whole car shook, like it shook. And the woman slowly walked across the street. And the kid was just standing there grinning. And I thought, you know, that's cause for a slap. Yes, I don't condone abusing kids in any way, shape, or form. But hitting a kid or beating a kid after they do something stupid equals common sense. They then know, let me not run across the street no more without mom's hand. Why? Because I'll get slapped. That's bad. Let's not do that. The kid ain't get slapped. He ain't get his walking across smiling. And I'm just like, bruh, couldn't be me. If I run across the street without my mom's hand and almost get hit by a car, my mom was going to jump over the hood of that car and slap me, pow, on the spot. And if I dare cry, pow, I get another slap. Why? 1, for almost getting myself killed. 2, for almost making my mama look away, like really look like a bad parent because I would have got killed. Or making it look bad because, you know, I almost got killed. It's like you don't do things like that as a kid. But as a kid, you're not going to know that because you're a kid. That's why you need the reinforcement of the pow. And that is trauma. Serious trauma. There you go. I mean, it should have happened. It didn't happen. Hopefully it happened when the kid got home. Who knows? You know, we'll find out next time. You know, the kid goes home. Hey, Mom, can I have some food? She looks at him. What did I tell you about crossing the street? Oh, Mom, nothing happened. Pow! What did I tell you about cross the street? Oh, sorry, Mom. No, don't cry yet. We're just getting started. That is how it should go down in a perfect world, but, you know, time will tell. Upcoming events, people. The Good Guys Guide to Keep the Girl. I got my camera back, so I'm really hype about that. And I was going to release this Friday, but I thought of some things, and I thought, you know what, I don't want to give you guys anything half-hearted, half-felt, so I'm going to do it next Friday, and I'm going to make sure I make it worth you guys' while for waiting for so long, and, giving me your support, because I appreciate that, I want to make sure you guys know that I'm not just douching around, or, just not fumbling or twiddling my thumbs. I actually am doing things. So next week, Friday, a big boy episode of The Good Guy's Guide to Keep the Girl, for all of you fantastically beautiful people out there. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to hit you guys up with that. Right. I recently saw a documentary. This documentary was called 7 a.m. Now, I have to say, on the whole, it was a very good, very informative, very hard-hitting documentary, which made me rethink about my stance in life. And it made me reevaluate the people that I had in my life in terms of their worth and whatnot. And it made me realize I got some really good people in my life. And I have an amazing team. My team is so strong. It's amazing. My team is so strong. Like, watching it, I thought, damn, I lucked up. I am seriously blessed. I have got a strong, strong team. 7 a.m. goes over how the black community was economically underprepared and how that then affects how black people are then treated, not just in the world or racially in the workforce, but how we're treated in terms of the seriousness we're taken as a economic force, which we're not really taking that serious at all. Because black people weren't economically prepared on how to do things, or because the economic starts that the black people tried to make had been pretty much halted every single time, black people are now looking at a stance of technically annihilation. And I know that word is a little extreme, but the way they break it down, they sell the point pretty good. Now, my thoughts on it, I thought that it was a very, very, very good documentary, but I am very confused as they didn't address one major point that I think is probably the biggest thing with black people around the world. And if you're not the racial type, then by all means you can, turn me off now. But this is something that I think can be relatable to every other family. Now, whenever you have someone that has an idea, that idea rarely gets off the ground if they don't have one essential thing. That thing is support. Whether it's from themselves or from someone else, support is what makes dreams become reality. It gives it sustenance. It gives it that, that gusto, that oomph, Whenever it's that person that says, yo, you're doing a good job, man, I really believe in you. Or, yo, you were doing this last year, now you're doing this year. Yo, you kicking it up something good, son. Keep up the good work. That is real. Support helps push through those bad times, which everyone has. But it didn't really touch on that at all in the documentary, like how black people tend to not support each other at all. Don't get it twisted. When a black guy dies or something, yeah, everyone's, joined together in solidarity for like a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, 4 or 5 months at the max. But on a whole, average black family, there's not any real support base. Young black guy, yes, I said young black guy. He comes in the home with a dream. He tells his mom about it. A lot of the time, the mom's looking out for him. And I hold my hand up. I gotta admit, I know the mother's looking out for him. But she will shoot his dream down. And I don't mean shoot as in, you can't do that. I mean shoot it down as in, well, if you want to do that, you gotta make sure you do everything right. That's not advice. That's not support. That is something that you don't say to someone that's pursuing a dream, because at the end of the day, there is no right way to do your dream because it's your dream, which is why I feel that was an integral part of the documentary that should have been mentioned, that wasn't mentioned. Maybe they will talk about it, maybe they won't. But until black people on the whole understand how to support each other, I'm talking about black men supporting black women supporting black men, but more important than anything else, black mothers supporting their children. If black mothers refuse to support their children, then the highest their children will achieve is mediocrity, unless they break from their mother and then they do something amazing. And then what happens? They have a disconnect from their mom. Why? Because the mom never prepared them to achieve and excel in the first place. A lot of black people, a lot of black kids, they're taught to survive. They're given the tools to survive. Not to grow, not to flourish, not to accomplish, excel, and exceed. They're given the tools to survive. And it's a shame because you can tell these kids who get the tools just to survive because they do the bare minimum. And they look at everything as the glass is always half empty, or why am I even doing this, or what's the point, or there's no real need, or something, that detracts. Something that detracts. So that's pretty much, I think, my biggest thing with the whole black people scenario. I mean, don't get it wrong. I think being prepared and knowing how to deal with money and knowing how to have a business and being able to have a business that puts money back in your community, those are very powerful and very integral things. But before you have a business, you have an idea. Before you become a rapper, or before you become any type of success, you have an idea. Before you become an actor, politician, whatever, you have an idea. And if that idea is not supported, then you are only going to go so far unless you break from that parental grasp and decide to solo it and do it yourself, That's what it really, really boils down to. Now, that's how I think black people need to move forward. I mean, everyone says, well, the Jews do this, and, the Indians do this, and the Asians and the Chinese. Listen, stop looking at everyone else. Look in the mirror and say, what do you do? What are you doing for yourself? What are you doing for your kids? What are you doing for your future? Technically speaking, my personal opinion, future don't exist. Every day you wake up, that's what it is. Your present is all that matters. You know what I mean? Because your present is literally a gift. You know what I mean? Ain't no one seeing no future. You live in the here and now, So when it comes to doing things, and I don't care if you're black, white, whatever, if you want to do something, you're going to do it. If you don't want to do something, you'll think of every friggin' excuse under the sun why you can't do it. I would like to build a family one day where I can just support my kids and talk to them on the real. Like, when son come home, Dad, I want to do this. All right, cool, son. How much you want to do this? A lot. All right, cool. Well, son, let's go look this up. Let's go on Google. Let's research. Let's see the highs and the lows of it. Let's see the ups and the downs, the left, the right, the diagonals. Let's look at it thoroughly together, so then we can understand where we want to go with this. Not just, hey, Dad, I want to do this. Word. Well, if you don't do everything right, you can't do it. Drama. Serious drama. I'm not trying to gun buck my kids' dreams like that, It's happened to me personally, and it's not a good look. It isn't. I mean, I think that being able to support your fellow man or your children or nephews, nieces, just whatever, being able to support people is something that needs to be better done, better taught even. Because if you can't do it, believe me, it shows. And once it starts to show, then that person is going to start to disassociate themselves with you. Why? Because why am I going to talk to a person that's only going to, gun buck my dream? That's not a good look, So maybe one day black people on the whole will get it together. Maybe they won't. But that's not my concern. And I don't care how anti-black or I am pro-self. Not like me, but if you want to push yourself, I will support you to the day you croak. If you don't want to push and support yourself, I can't help you. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what I say, what fairy dust I sprinkle on your face, what magics I do, what sweet words I say, what scents I waft under your nose, if you do not make the conscious decision to, I'm going to kick myself up the butt and get this done, you ain't going to do it. The end. I don't care how much money you got, how wavy your hair is, the shape of your dreams, the shape of your jeans. That's another police car. Okay, that's one though. That's one. I have to reset the count. But it doesn't matter about any of that. If you support and push yourself, man, listen, the world's your oyster, and you got my support. I'm telling you here, I support you. You know what I mean? You write me an email, I tell you good job. Keep it up. You know what I mean? I will tell you that, because at the end of the day, that's what everyone wants to hear. Whether it's from a friend, family, and most importantly, your partner. Ladies, fellas, yes, relationship couples out there. If you can support your partner, and I don't mean like, yeah, baby, you can do anything you want. No. Oh, would you want to be a firefighter? Okay, cool. How you going to do it? Really? You going to do that? All right, cool. That's what's up. All right. Then you check up on it. So how's it going? Oh, you did the thing you were supposed to be doing. Yo, you're doing a really good job, baby. Keep it up. Or, oh, you didn't do what you were doing? Why didn't you do it? Okay, what do you plan to do? You do? All right, cool, baby. Keep it going. Keep it up. Always on the up and up. Always supporting. That base of support is what's needed. And don't give excuses. There's no excuse on why you can't support someone. You can't say, oh, well, I was raised in this way and I'm not used to. Nah, dead that. It's not about what you were, it's about what you are. If you can't look outside yourself to support someone, you have issues. Big issues. And if you can't support them, then don't be surprised if one day they distance themselves from you completely. Yes, right, I said it. I said it on this podcast, I said it. So, yeah, that's just something to look out for. I'm freaking ranting over here. Hey, Brandon, this is supposed to be funny. You're telling me about believing and stuff, what the hell? And if you find that you have done some detracting statements to a person, just sit them down like, listen, I was being a douche. I'm sorry. Whatever dreams you got, I support you. No, for real, I do support you. But no joking, I do, because I want nothing but the best for you. So, I got your back. Just saying. But, yeah. But on the whole, 7 a.m., it was a good documentary. The guy who made the documentary was, he did like a little Skype thing with us, which was cool. He was talking about his opinions and stuff. And I was brought there by my mom's, which, it was an interesting experience because everything he say ain't too far from things I've said. But I realized I ain't make no documentary while saying the things I've said. So his words have a little more gusto than my words do. So, hey, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Pet peeve of mine, if I say something, yet someone else say the same thing I said, but you take it from them and not me, I get a little annoyed. Because I'm like, excuse me, been saying that from day one. But, what can I say? It's just serious drama. Yeah, so go see that 7 a.m. documentary if you can. I was at the world premiere, so I would say you guys need to probably check up on a website or something if you need to, if you want to see it. So type up 7 a.m. documentary and definitely check that out. It'll give you a new perspective on a lot of things and give you a lot of information that you most likely didn't know about America, the not civil rights era, but post-civil rights era. We're talking about Jim Crow-ish times. We went over about Madam C.J. Walker and how she made her money and what she did with it and her ambition, which her ambition was monstrous. Madam C.J. Walker's ambition would put most rappers to shame. That's how ambitious she was. It's ridiculous. But yeah. All right. Let's get to these questions. Yo, IJB. Is age just a number? I like a girl that's a few years younger than me, but I'm not sure how it will be looked upon. I haven't said anything to her, but I'm sure she has an idea of my feelings. What should I do? Okay, first off, I don't know how old you are because you didn't say it, and I don't know how old she is because you didn't say it. But I'm not going to condone you dating like a girl that's 13 or 14 if you're 17. Bro, that's a no-go. No. Do not do that. If you're like 24 and she's 21, go for it, man. Do your thing, once you get past the 20s, it's all good. I know it sounds bad, but it's all good. Once she's over 20, you're over 20, there's no one's going to complain. No one's going to say anything to you. So, that's really that. If it's a thing where you're worried about how other people look at it, forget them. They're not you. They don't live your life. They don't matter. Ignore them. No, on the road, don't worry about them, because at the end of the day, people are always going to have an opinion about what you do. It's about what makes you happy. There is a person on this planet that is there, and their sole purpose is to make you happy. I'm not saying that they're a slave or something, but I'm saying what you like, they like. What you do, they're into. What they do, you're into. And all you'll find is that you'll support them, they'll support you, you'll be together, and even you can be together for a week, it'll feel like an hour. Because that person will just literally, nothing else matters when they're around. And if they're a couple years younger than you, SOP it, Jay-Z, Beyonce, hey, it's okay if they're over 20, it's okay if they're over 20. It's okay if they're over 20. Notice I'm saying 20. I'm not saying 18. I'm not saying 19. I'm saying 20 for a reason. 20, once you hit 20, 21, you're pretty much that person for life. You try to do that 17, 18, 19 thing. People go through changes in them years. That's like when you're in your cocoon. And, you're really metamorphosizing into what you're really going to be and what kind of butterfly you're going to spawn into. So you most likely want to keep it above them 20s. Those are the safe numbers. I'm not saying that it's completely safe. Don't quote me on that. I'm not saying that once she's 20, she's safe and she's perfect. No, I'm saying that there's less likely of a chance for her transforming on you after she's 20. So, you know, that's something to look forward to. Next question. Hey, IJB, that's 2 in a row. I'm loving this. Great podcast. Well, thank you very much. What is the best way to express anger? Express anger. I find myself getting headaches due to when I'm angry at something. What can I do? Right. Okay. First, you need to calm the hell down. Headaches is no joke. If you're getting so angry that you're getting headaches, you need to go to a doctor and talk to them and see what you can do to relieve that stress, and also get a check to make sure nothing's bubbling anywhere inside your brain, and make sure you're not about to pop something. After that's all clear, I recommend you completely distancing yourself from those things that get you angry to that point where you get the headache, because it's not like, oh, can I have some fries? Oh, sir, fries take 30 minutes. No, it's not like that. It's a thing where it's a gradual build up to this anger, and whatever is building you up to the anger to a point where you're just seeing red and your head's hurting you, you need to get away from it, whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whatever, because your health comes first. Your health comes first. I mean, there's a time where I used to get anger headaches, and it's just bruh, it's not where it's at. Because you just find that you can't be around those people that get on your nerves. And then once they have that ability, and God forbid they know it, they can actually cause you to self-destruct. They can cause you to self-destruct. That is not a good look. Not a good look at all. So definitely go to the doctor, get checked out, make sure that you're cool, health-wise, then distance yourself away from those things that get you, angry. But, you asked me about expressing. Martial arts are a good way of doing it. A sport, that's also a good way of doing it. Writing is a very good way of doing it. You write down something that's angry. If you're a rapper, you can write down some bars, and next thing you know, booyah, rapper in the building, mixtape. It's like Joe Budden when he did that thing on Novocaine about that chick, I forget her name. But yeah, so writing is good, sports, martial arts, cooking is good, maybe baking even, something that can just help outlet that energy that you have from being angered or annoyed, and in a way where you're not hurting anyone else. So yeah, do that. Or clean. I know it sounds dumb, but clean. If you get really angry and it's go pick up a broom and start the sweeping. Clean a toilet, scrub a bathtub, something, something to help you outlet what that feeling is, so you don't hurt yourself or someone else. So yeah, I hope that works out for you. Next one. Good eatings, IJB. Booyah! 3 in a row. IJB, it's just Brandon. IJB, it's just Brandon. Break it down. Sorry. Yes. What is the best type of gift? Expensive or handmade? Okay. Let me be real. This thoroughly depends on the person. For me, a handmade gift gets my respect and it gets my admiration, because not only did you sit down and think this up, you made it. You actually went to the effort of using your energies to carve or bend or craft or mold this thing for me. And that goes so far, because it's you really put in the work to do this. That will melt a brother like me. I will melt over something like that. That's a good look. Expensive, it's expensive is good. It shows you're willing to part with that money, which is cool, I guess. Certain people go for that more than they do handmade. Some people turn their nose up at handmade. Other people, they won't. Some people will turn their nose up at expensive. Other, they won't. It depends on the person. You got certain people that will feel insulted by a really expensive gift. Oh, God, you just bought me this. You didn't really think of it. You just bought me something expensive. Well, on the other hand, they can think, oh, you got me something handmade. This is crap. You couldn't afford to buy me anything real. So sometimes you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Get to know the person as best as you can and get them a gift accordingly. But me, I say handmade over expensive any day. Because even if it is super expensive and it's freaking flaming white platinum or whatever, that has a receipt. That can go back. You can't give a receipt on a handmade gift. Time, effort, soul went into that. That is freaking priceless, man. You can't sleep on that. You can't sleep on that. All right, next question. Hi, Brandon. Damn! Oh, God, it was getting good, too. Okay, well, I guess, that is my name, so I shouldn't be too annoyed. But, the It's Just Brandon thing, that's the brand, people. It's Just Brandon. So, hi, Brandon. How do you know when it's time to move out? Okay. This is a question that plagues many people. And first, let me tell you what it should not be determined on. An angry moment, wanting independence, girls, or boys, or whatever, depends on your thing. You know when it's time to move out when, one, you're going to be butting heads with your parent a little more than usual. You're going to feel like your leadership is clashing with their leadership. You're going to feel like your space isn't really your space. I'm yawning. Woo! I'm sorry I'm yawning. Yes, that's definitely a big thing that's going to happen. Your space is clashing with their space. And your money's going to be right. Yes, your money is going to be right. I say money is going to be right because the last thing you want to do is to move out to have to move back in. That is just, it's not humiliating because I've never had to do it myself, but I can imagine it's not the most uplifting feeling. One day, I'm out of here, man. You're never going to hear from me again. I'm going to make it. 3 days later. Yeah, you won't guess what happened. I did my own moving out thing, then I had to pay rent and electricity and water and buy food and then the phone bill and the internet and all. So, it's probably best you need to wait till you have a nice job that you can facilitate. Not facilitate, but you can actually, actually not facilitate. Yeah, you can facilitate a life that supports you. You can buy your food, you can pay your bills, you got somebody to maybe go out if you want, there's nothing too major and over the top that you've done. So when you move out, you definitely got to make sure it's not motivated by the independence thing, because independence can cloud your judgment big time. You wanting to be independent, I should say, because independence is really a thing that you either have it or you don't. It's not based off whether or not you move out. If you are an independent person, that's who you are. Moving out by yourself just means you're an independent person who lives by themselves. You can have a person who lives with their parents and be independent of them. You know what I mean? It's just a thing where you live with your parents because you want to live with them. That's it. It doesn't make you any less of a person. So that's not a factor. When you have that money and you have that responsibility and you've shown that you can, handle yourself, then it's like, you know what? I think I want to spread my wings a little bit. I want to, leave the nest. I want to do something a little bigger, a little better. Maybe have my own, place. Maybe be able to, wash the toilet when I want to. Maybe, leave the dish in the sink a little longer, and not have the whole world blow up around me. So it's really up to those things. But it's a thing where you really need to be honest with yourself. Like, is this something that I want to do or something that I need to do? If it's something that you want to do, you may want to hold back. If it's something that you need to do to help promote your growth as a human being, then, hey, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. So that's my opinion on that. People, it has been real. I have appreciated taking up your time for these 37 minutes and 35 seconds. See how I did that? Yes. I want to say once again, next week is the musical podcast. So get ready for that. I've got a bunch of artists. I can't wait for you to hear some of that stuff. And if you haven't heard Sorry for the Wait 2, cop that Lil Wayne Sorry for the Wait 2. It is fire. Get that. Any questions, any comments, email me at ijbpc@outlook.com. I want to thank you guys again for listening. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. I will hear from you guys next week, Wednesday.